Welcome back to Gloved Up Garage. This is my old Husky box. I've had this for, I'm going to say at least 6 or 7 years that I can think of. The first video I ever did on this channel was a review of this box and what I kept in it. I posted that about 4 years ago. I know that I did the video at least 2 years before I actually posted it. I kept it in my phone, kind of scared on whether I was going to upload it or not. Finally decided I'll send it, and I did. That video doesn't have a lot of views, maybe 100 and something views, whatever. But anyway, the point I'm getting at is I've had it for so long, I've grown out of this box. I had a lot of drawers that were kind of overflowing with stuff almost immediately after buying this, and then gathering more tools over time for the things that I do. It just filled up very quickly. So I took a lot of time and did a lot of research on whether I wanted to purchase another one of these and add it on to it, or go with a different series from Husky, or just go with a different manufacturer. And what I decided to do after watching a bunch of videos was go to the Harbor Freight Series 3. And that's what I've done here. So I bought the 72-inch Series 3. This is the roller cabinet, the chest, whatever you want to call it. This is, I caught it on sale for $13.49, and after taxes or so, it was a little over $1,400. The Husky that I'm standing in front of, I paid somewhere around $1,000 for it. So as far as quality and price and stuff goes, I mean, this is a much larger box, obviously, 72 inches versus 52. We get 20 inches extra storage on the end here. It's definitely worth it. The finish on this is pretty cool. It's a slate gray. I really like the color. And the cool thing that really got me on these, what I guess the advantage that this has over some of the other manufacturers, is a lot like Snap-on and Matco and stuff like that. You can add different pieces to this as you grow into them or as you change what you do. For example, this box, 72 inches, they make a hutch that goes on top of it that's 72 inches also. I've got one of those on order. It's going to take a while to get here. If you don't want the hutch to go up here, and let's say you just wanted like a traditional toolbox, they've got a top chest that goes on top of this one that has a bunch of drawers and stuff in it. And I don't know if it's got a lid on top that opens or not, but anyway, you could do something like that. In the future, if I decide that I need to add more space, I could obviously go buy another one of these and bolt it to it. But if I decided not to spend that much money and didn't need that much space, they make smaller options. I think they have like a 52, there's like a 40-something and a 30-something, and all of those bolt to this, and they're the same height as this. So if you wanted to design, let's say, a workbench for this to fit under, and then you wanted to add more stuff to it, you could build that workbench, slide this under it, again, add your other pieces. You wouldn't have to worry about messing with your workbench too much to make it work. So my plan, I've got the hutch on order, like I said, and I've got 2 side cabinets on order. The reason I went with those 2 side cabinets, I use a bunch of Milwaukee tools around the house, like, your drills, your saws, and all that kind of stuff. I've got a tool bag that they stay in right now. It absolutely bugs me that it's in a bag. I like things organized. I like being able to reach in there, grab the tool that I want without having to flip it through the bag to get to the right tool. So one cabinet on this is going to be completely dedicated to just Milwaukee stuff. I should probably get a red one. I'm not. I want it to be gray. I'm going to have it match. Maybe I'll put some Milwaukee stickers on the inside or something. And yeah, I'm a Milwaukee fanboy. It is what it is. I like their stuff. It's cheap. I've been using M12 stuff now for about 7 years. I really, you can't beat it for the price. That's just part of the collection of stuff. This is all my M12 stuff. All my M18 stuff is, again, in that tool bag. So once I get that in, I'll be able to mount that side cabinet. I'll have all of my Milwaukee power tools in one place, secured. I can put chargers in there. I can put my batteries and all that stuff in there. And that will alleviate some of the stuff that I had in these drawers on the Husky. On the other side, I plan to use the cabinet over here to store a stack of blow-molded cases that have specialty tools in them. So over here is the stack that I pulled out of the bottom of that Milwaukee, or that Husky box. I've got stuff in here for putting flares on brake lines and testing AC, pulling steering wheels, the power steering pulley kit. There's just a ton of stuff in here. Fuel pressure, oil pressure, bleeders. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff here. This takes up a huge amount of room in a toolbox, and it doesn't really need to be in a toolbox. It'll work well in a cabinet. Well, yeah, these cabinets are full. I've got a ton of stuff inside of them. I can't fit anything else in them. I need another cabinet. Unfortunately, these Craftsman cabinets, this is their Pro Series, these were discontinued long before Sears went out of business. I haven't been able to find any more of them, so I'm stuck. If I want something that matches, I could go get a Gladiator, I can go get a Yukon, whatever. But for the money, again, the side cabinets that go on the Harbor Freight General 3 right now for the inside member club, whatever it is, they're $300 a piece. So that's what I did. I ordered 2 of those cabinets. They're $300 a piece. When I bought those Sears cabinets, at the same time I bought that other box, those were over $300 a piece. So the value is still there. And I mean, now we're post-COVID, into inflation. Those cabinets today would probably be $500. I think I'm coming out ahead. And again, it's all going to match. It's all modular. I can make it do whatever I need it to do. I can grow into it, whatever the case is. That's why I'm deciding to go with this box. Your results may vary. I'm definitely not paid by Harbor Freight to do this. I paid for this out of my own pocket, as much as it was. But I'll kind of walk through the way that I've got this set up now. The only thing I really don't care too much about on the Series 3 is there's a lock that goes under the drawer. And that's fine. If you need to move this box around a lot, I would understand why you didn't want these drawers to just pop open. My thought is just lock that before you move the thing, and you won't need these stupid locks on the drawers. These are going to frustrate me because there's a groove that you have to land your finger into. You have to move the drawer or that divider or whatever over to the left to unlock it. And I see now I might be able to just go through and cut these tabs off and not even have to use this lock. But so beyond that, I like the box. This is all my electrical stuff for doing testing, a heat shrink in a box over there, but my torch, my leads, a lot of this I still need to kind of clean up. Multimeter, wire strippers, crimpers, this is the stuff that I go to when I'm working on electrical. Installing lights, sirens, radios, stuff like that. This is my go-to drawer. The big drawer on top, this is all of my sockets, my torque wrenches. All of my socket wrenches, extensions, all of that stuff is in here. And I like this because before I had the Husky box, I had to divide all of my sockets up into 2 different drawers. I only had one drawer that would fit my 3/8 drive and my quarter drive stuff, and my 1/2-inch drive had to go into a different drawer. I like that I got all of my sockets here in front of me. One of the things I grew out of very quickly on the Husky box was storage for my wrenches. And I had them divided up into 3 different drawers. Not anymore. And I love how this is somewhat organized. And I may get some magnetic organizers to kind of keep these things in place as the drawer opens and closes. For me, I like to keep my metric stuff over here on the left side, my standard on the right. The sockets kind of follow the same pattern. I don't use a lot of standard stuff like I do metric, but I do work on some older vehicles, so I do occasionally use standard. Another drawer I would use a lot, this is my upholstery tools, my pliers, pipe wrenches, that kind of stuff. Pry bars I use quite a bit. Scissors and shears, tin snips. I don't use this stuff very much. I do have tire tools because occasionally I do need to change a tire on a lawnmower or something, so I keep those around. This is my oops drawer. So I've got drill bits in here, and then I've also got a lot of taps. Of course, my tap and die set, extractors, tap sockets. All of that stuff is kept in this drawer. bottom drawer is going to be hammers and punches and body hammers and stuff like that. And then I showed you that drawer's got my Milwaukee stuff. That has Milwaukee batteries. So we'll move back over here to the left side. Top drawer underneath the electrical is all screwdrivers, bits, stuff like that. Nut drivers, my picks. I've got one pick over in the Cobra from where I was still working on the insulation, poking holes in that to get the seatbelts and stuff through. My magnetic pickups, not pliers, tweezers for getting splinters and stuff out of my finger, a couple of X-Actos, some scalpels. These are my specialty tools. So I've got all my fuel disconnects in here, flywheel holders, trim tools. This is one of those drawers that's kind of jammed together. Not real thrilled with the way this is laid out. I'm going to have to figure out a way to organize this better because this is going to drive me nuts. When I get the cabinet over on this side, this will give me an opportunity to kind of pull out some of the bigger specialty tools that are in here. Like I've got stuff that's specific to Mustangs, like this particular pipe and stuff here. This is actually a tool made by Maxim Motorsports, and it's designed to get the upper bushings out of the rear end to swap out the upper control arm bushings. Another little tool that they make, this is designed to hold your coil spring into the lower control arm on a Mustang, so you can put the springs back in without the spring popping out of the control arm. And I've got just stuff like that in there. This is kind of a, I need to move these bits, the drill bits, over into that other drawer, but this is, other kind of bits, Torx, nut drivers and stuff like that. I might wind up moving those other nut drivers down here into this drawer. Those are old bits from DeWalt. And then last, I've got what remains of my air tool collection in here. I need to throw my DA sander in here, but one of the things that I'm looking forward to about the hutch is on the back wall of the hutch, there's slotted sections, and it allows you to put organizers in there. So I do use these T-handled Allens quite a bit, so I do want to put those up there. My utility knife, my blades. I might wind up moving my screwdrivers out of that drawer, some of the electrical stuff, and hanging them on the back wall of the hutch, because that's stuff that I go for all the time. The hutch does have a nice little work surface on it. This is, just a rubber pad that would pop up. I'll pop this up before I put the hutch in place. The hutch has another pad inside of it. So that'll be another good area to cover with, all kinds of stuff, just like my workbench is covered right now. Any vertical or horizontal surface in the shop gets covered up with stuff very quickly. One of the last things I'm doing to try to stay organized, and I thought this was pretty cool, I got to thinking, these are the keys for the 89 project. That's a random Fox body key. I don't have a key tag. I don't have anything on here that says that these keys belong to that 89. Well, with the SSP having very similar keys, because it doesn't have the one lock system yet, I could get these keys confused for the SSP keys. I also have the Lincoln keys, and then keys for a couple other project cards and stuff. I'm like trying to figure out what I'm going to do with all these keys, and I don't want to just leave them in the toolbox because they'll get covered up with something, they'll get tossed aside or whatever. I was playing around on Amazon, and I thought, man, I wonder if they've got any cheap key boxes on there. And sure enough, they do. This is their Amazon Basics brand. It's a Chinese-produced key box, but it's pretty cool. So it comes with all of your tags that you can write what they go to on there. It's got little numbers, so if you want to put numbers in here on these little hooks to hang the keys up, it even comes with the hardware to mount it if you want to. This is going to be my solution to trying to stay organized a little bit more. I'll be able to make a key tag for these 89 keys. I'll be able to make one for the SSP, all the other projects, and hang those keys up in here. And then if I do go on vacation or something and I want to secure the keys, I can just lock the key box. I mean, obviously somebody can break into this thing. It's not a safe or anything like that, but it's a little better than just having the keys lay out on the top of the toolbox and somebody can just walk up, grab the keys, and run off with it. I'm really looking forward to those 3 other pieces arriving, the hutch and the 2 side cabinets, so that I can get this thing put together and get it put in place against the garage wall. and then get back to work on some of the other stuff. Not to mention, I mean, it comes in a huge box. One of the cool things about this, it was very easy to get out of that box. You just basically lift the box off. It's sitting on a crate, and the crate comes with a ramp in one of the drawers, and you just set the ramp on the edge of the crate. You pull up a couple of pieces of wood. This thing rolls right off of it. Me and my 17-year-old son were able to get this thing off of a U-Haul ramp trailer and get it rolled right into the shop here. I didn't have to put the wheels on. The only thing I did need to do was mount the handle on the end, but that was basically just to give me some control while it was coming down the ramp. Again, I'm very happy with it. I really had reservations on whether I wanted to spend that much money on a toolbox, and especially adding the side pieces and the top piece to it. Yeah, I'm a little over $2,000 into this thing. Again, I could have gone and bought another Husky box and been into the whole thing for the same price, a little over $2,000. I just like the idea of using this stuff because it's pretty much readily available. I just wanted to do this video real quick. I know it's kind of longer. It's me being long-winded and talking again, and I'm sorry, but I wanted to update you guys on some of the things that are going on in the background while I'm still waiting on parts for the 89 Coupe to get here. Those parts are set to arrive Monday and Thursday, and I'm filming this on Saturday. My plan, if the weather and life and everything kind of goes in line, I should be able to get the fuel tank put together, and I'll make some good videos of all that process, and then we'll get that thing put in the car and see if I can get it running. I would really like to get it running by next weekend, and hopefully everything goes to plan so that I can take it to a cruise that's about 10 miles away. We have like a little cars and coffee that I want to take it to. So this week I've got a lot to do. Once those parts get here, I got to get to work. Obviously bring you guys along for the ride, make some videos while I'm doing it, and then I've got to get insurance and a tag put on that. I've got the title, but I got to get insurance and everything. So we'll address that later on. I wanted to thank you all for watching. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the subscribes. Remember to stay gloved up.